Excuse me, sushi. That's me trying to get the cat to not dig up my plants. This is the beginning of my working with plants and working out of slabs, but trying to figure out a thickness, right? So like a lot of them cracked, and so they're just pieces that I keep in my own collection, which you will see a lot of the pieces I have are pieces that didn't make it. Come on out. This is where I spend most of my time. I love touching. I love feeling things between my fingers and feeling petals and the veins on the back side of the petals. And I definitely am drawn visually even to textures. I just want to touch it and look into it. And I wanted to somehow bring plants and flowers into my porcelain, but wasn't quite sure how, and impression seems to be a really nice, it plays nicely with my texture and with the surface design that I do. And so that's kind of the path I've taken. All right, so I'm gonna take these two, and then I'm going to just collecting a few tools to play with. Maybe more than just a few. Between ceramics and my garden, it's the one thing that it teaches me over and over again is how to be patient and how to relax and let things happen. And yeah, I think that's the biggest one. I'm gonna add a little underglaze to make it pop. I had to learn. I definitely had to learn. And it's something that I teach my students a lot, right? Because we're not very patient as human beings. Like, we want everything right away, and with ceramics it's not like that, right? You need to put in the time, and you need to show the clay respect, and you need to allow the process. And if you don't allow the process to happen, then you just end up frustrated with yourself because you're never going to make the things that you want to make, because you're always just struggling with the process and being patient. And to me, it's one of the biggest lessons in ceramics. It's always reminding me to be patient. Clay is very humbling. Clay is very humbling. Even, I'm like almost 20 years into working with clay, and it's still, like, I'll just ruin a piece just by making a simple mistake, and it's like, there it is, teaching me a lesson again. I rushed it, or I was too dry, or my clay was too wet, or Yeah, I should know better, but here we are. So, I sometimes work with the drips that occur too from the underglaze, so I'll incorporate that later on when I mess with this piece. It's very watercolory, you know, when you're working with watercolor and you've got some areas that are super dark and some that are lighter. I love that. I love that because that's what you see with all the gradients in nature too, all the different colored greens that you find, and even in one leaf, you know, the different greens that you have, you know, super light and then dark around the veins, and the little baby leaves that come out almost yellow compared to the larger leaves, and it's fascinating.